Have you ever woken up with a deep, unsettling feeling of déjà vu? Not about a dream, but about your entire life? It's that sensation of living the same day on repeat, of watching a play you've seen 1,000 times, and no matter how much you want to change the script, your lines seem to be written in stone. You get up, and the first thing you notice is a subtle ache in your body, a low-grade worry in your mind, and a familiar sense of lack that whispers from the corners of your home. You sigh, "I'm just tired," or "I'm always struggling with this," and you believe you're simply stating the facts. You're just reporting the weather, right? You're just being realistic about the clouds on the horizon. But what if I told you that in this moment, you're not a meteorologist simply observing the sky? You're actually a conductor, raising your baton and signaling the very storm you're about to experience. Most of us have been taught to live this way, to let our outer world dictate our inner state. We look at our circumstances, a bank account that feels empty, a relationship that feels strained, a body that feels weak, and we let these external reflections become our internal identity. We look in the mirror of our life and declare, "This is who I am." We become prisoners of our own narrative, trapped in a timeline where every day is a carbon copy of the last. We try to change things with action. We work harder, we read more self-help books, we force a smile, but nothing truly shifts. It's like trying to change the film playing in the projector by polishing the screen. The image remains the same because the projector, the underlying program, hasn't changed. The real trap isn't the outer struggle. It's the unconscious agreement you've made with it. It's the story you've been telling yourself, the story you've allowed to become your home. But the tragedy isn't just that you're living in a static reality. The real tragedy is that you are an infinite creator with a powerful projector, and you've been running the same loop of your past for years, mistaking it for your inevitable future. This is where we must pause and listen to the whispers of the universe, the subtle hints that existence is not a fixed movie, but a living hologram. Science and spirituality have converged on this truth for decades. Our bodies, our thoughts, our very consciousness are not isolated islands, but intricate nodes in an immense unified field of energy. Think of it not as a solid world, but as an orchestra of infinite possibilities, each possibility a different musical score waiting to be played. And you, the observer, are not just a passive audience member. You are the maestro. Your thoughts are not silent whispers. They are sonic commands. Your emotions are not private feelings. They are vibrations broadcasting into the field. And the most powerful frequency you can ever broadcast is the one that sets your identity. This is the deepest, most fundamental truth of creation. When you declare, "I am," you are not describing yourself. You are defining yourself. You are holding up a blueprint to the universe and saying, "Build me this." Everything that follows those two words becomes a command, an energetic signature that the universe, in its infinite wisdom and obedience, has no choice but to reflect back to you. The universe isn't a genie waiting for your wish. It's a mirror waiting for your reflection. And the you project is the you it will show you. This is the quantum secret that mystics and sages have understood for centuries. The secret that modern physics is now finally beginning to confirm. The field doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are being. It doesn't give you what you hope for. It gives you what you have become. Your identity is the ultimate tuning fork, and the reality that surrounds you is simply the resonance of that one singular vibration. So the question is not what do you want to change, but what do you choose to be? What identity will you embody from this moment forward? Because once you step out of the illusion of the old script, the entire quantum field begins to rearrange itself around your new song. The journey from a passive audience member to the maestro of your life begins with a single, profound realization. We must first understand the fundamental law of the field. Coherence is the master key. Most people live in a state of energetic chaos. Their conscious mind says, "I want to be abundant," but their subconscious mind, conditioned by years of scarcity, broadcasts a signal of, "I am lacking." Their heart yearns for love, but their nervous system, wired for protection, feels unsafe and isolated. This creates a collapsed wave of incoherence, a mixed signal so muddled and distorted that the universe, unable to find a clear frequency to lock onto, simply provides inconsistent and chaotic results. This isn't the universe punishing you. It's the universe reflecting the static you're transmitting. It's like trying to tune a radio to a beautiful song while constantly fiddling with the dial. You get bursts of music, but it's always interrupted by noise. The shift is not about trying to change. It's about being the change. This is the difference between working for your reality and working from your reality. A person trying to heal is still operating from the identity of a sick person. A person trying to find love is still operating from the identity of a lonely person. The quantum field, which reads your energetic signature, sees this and says, "Understood. Your identity is one of trying. I will continue to provide you with things to try." But what if you were to simply declare, not as a hope, but as a fact, "I am whole"? What if you were to embody the feeling of being loved and complete before a new relationship enters your life? This isn't lying. This is leading. You are leading your physical body, your emotional body, and your quantum field into a new state of coherence. This is where the science of being and the art of creation intersect. Your nervous system is the ultimate bridge between your inner world and the outer reality. Decades of research have shown that the beliefs we hold about ourselves literally change our biology, turning genes on and off. When you declare, "I am well," with genuine feeling, your brain begins to form new neural pathways that support this belief, and your body's chemistry begins to change to match this new blueprint. When you tune your internal radio to the frequency of wellness, your body becomes a physical instrument playing that song. It becomes a tuning fork, resonating with every other tuning fork of wellness in the universe. And the universe, like a vast orchestra, begins to play in harmony with you. This isn't begging, it's resonance. You don't need to push or force your reality. You simply need to become the vibration of the reality you desire. A tuning fork vibrating to the note A doesn't need to convince another tuning fork to join it. Its mere existence, its clear and unwavering frequency, is enough to cause the other to begin to vibrate in harmony. The same is true for you. When you embody the state of being abundant, loving, or healthy, you become a magnet for those very realities. You stop chasing them, and they begin to be drawn to you by the undeniable laws of the field. This is the fundamental shift, from asking for a blessing to embodying the blessing until the universe can't tell the difference. As we move deeper into this understanding, I invite you to join me in this ongoing conversation. This is more than a video. It's a living community of conscious observers. If this resonance is speaking to you, if you feel that stirring of recognition in your soul, I would be honored to have you as a part of our shared journey. So if you haven't already, please consider becoming a part of our community by subscribing to this channel. And to deepen this connection even further, share your thoughts in the comments below. What is the one thing you've been telling yourself you can't be? Let's acknowledge it together without judgment, so we can prepare to rewrite that script. The journey of a conscious observer is a shared one, and your voice is a vital part of this symphony. Now that you've glimpsed the power of being, let's explore the practical mechanics of this quantum shift. The challenge isn't the external world. The challenge is the internal dialogue, the silent programming of the subconscious mind. Your past, "I am" statements, "I am not smart enough," "I am always late," "I am unlucky," have created a deeply ingrained holographic blueprint in your field. These are not just memories. They are active, running programs that constantly broadcast a signal, seeking proof in your reality to validate their existence. They are the phantom limb of your past, the ghost of a story you no longer wish to tell. The first and most crucial step, therefore, is not to create a new story, but to catch the old one in the act. This is a subtle, moment-by-moment practice of self-awareness. The next time you find yourself defaulting to an old narrative, a thought of, "I can't afford that," or "I am too tired," pause. Do not fight it. Do not try to force a fake, overly positive affirmation that your mind will instantly reject as a lie. Instead, simply observe it. Acknowledge the old program without attachment, and then gently insert a new, more aligned instruction. It's a quantum edit. For example, instead of "I am broke," you could quietly rephrase it as, "I am learning to master the flow of abundance." Or instead of "I am sick," you could whisper to your nervous system, "I am allowing my body to restore its perfect balance." This subtle shift is powerful because it doesn't create resistance. It's not a forceful assertion. It's a gentle course correction. You are not lying. You are simply choosing a different probability from the endless possibilities that exist. This conscious interruption is what collapses a new wave of reality. Think of the double-slit experiment in quantum mechanics. A particle acts as a wave of all possibilities until it is observed. The moment an observer looks, it collapses into a single, defined particle. Your self-perception works the same way. When you observe yourself as the person who is struggling, you collapse that reality into form. But the moment you observe yourself as the person who is mastering the struggle, who is a magnet for abundance, who is already whole, you collapse a different reality. You are the quantum observer of your own life, and your choice of observation is the most powerful tool you possess. You are not waiting for life to give you permission to say, "I am abundant." You are granting yourself that permission, and the field is compelled to follow your lead. This is the very essence of becoming a creator, not a reactor. A reactor waits for external proof before changing their internal state. A creator, an observer in their God state, understands that the proof is the last thing to arrive, not the first. They lead with their inner reality, knowing that the outer world is simply a lagging reflection. This is why some people seem to manifest with effortless grace. It's not that they have a special technique, it's that they have fewer moments where they betray their chosen identity. They don't oscillate between "I am powerful" and "I hope this works." They make a decision and then live from that decision as if it were the only truth that ever existed. This is the difference between a flicker of hope and a steady flame of knowing. And once you begin to live from this state, the entire universe, with its infinite intelligence, starts to conspire on your behalf. The doors you thought were locked begin to swing open, and the opportunities you couldn't see before become the most obvious path. You've now felt the stirrings of this truth, not as an idea but as a vibration, a pulsing rhythm deep within your being. This is the God state breathing through you. You can't unknow this. You can try to forget. You can slip back into old patterns, but the echo of this truth, the deep, undeniable knowing of your creative power, will always be there. This is not about forcing the universe to bend to your will. It's about remembering that the universe is speaking through you. When you declare "I am," from this state of coherent embodiment, it is not a wish, it is a fact. And the quantum field, which has no choice but to mirror coherence, begins rearranging matter, people, and events to reflect your declaration. This is the physics of faith, the science of spirit, the undeniable bridge between the seen and the unseen. But here is the real secret, the final piece of the puzzle that most people miss. The God state is not something you visit during meditation. It is the home you live in. The most crucial step is to stabilize this frequency, to make it your permanent residence. This is the part most people skip, and it's why they oscillate between breakthroughs and breakdowns. You can't afford to just taste this frequency. You must embody it until it becomes the only language your mind, heart, and body speak. You must make it the default program, the background music of your life, not a song you only play once a day. To achieve this, you must train your nervous system to feel safe in your new identity. Our bodies often have emotional memories of lack or struggle. If you declare, "I am abundant," but your nervous system is wired with a fear of financial loss, you will unconsciously sabotage opportunities. You must pair your mental intention with somatic practices, breathing, visualization, or simply resting your hand on your heart and feeling the new reality as if it's already here. This bridges the gap between your mind's intention and your body's memory. When your thoughts, emotions, and physical state are all in harmony, you become a single, clear transmission that the universe can't ignore. The journey of the conscious observer is one of consistent self-recollection. Every time you consciously choose an "I am," you are placing a vote for a new timeline, and the more votes you cast, the more the old timeline dissolves, replaced by the new. This is not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. The more you practice, the less you have to try, because the God state becomes your natural state. You start waking up already tuned, already aligned, without having to battle your doubts, and the world around you begins to respond accordingly. Opportunities appear, synchronicities become common, and your life begins to feel less like a struggle and more like a fluid dance with a benevolent universe. By now you should be feeling this frequency, pulsing through you like electricity. So as we close this journey together, take a deep breath and place your hand over your heart. Let the vibration of this truth settle into your bones. Remember that the universe doesn't have to wonder who you are, and neither do you. If this conversation has resonated with you, And if you are ready to make this frequency your permanent home, I invite you to join our growing community of conscious observers. Please consider subscribing to the channel to continue this journey with us. I'm also deeply curious about your path. What is one quantum revelation you've had, one reality you're currently co-creating, or one challenge you've overcome? Share it in the comments below. Let your words become an anchor for your new truth. And if there is a specific topic or a deeper question you have about becoming a more coherent observer, let me know, and we can explore it together. We are all co-creators, and your voice helps shape our collective reality. Until next time, stay rooted, stay radiant, and remember, your I Am is the most powerful force in the universe. Use it like your life depends on it, because it does.